Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lacquer Lover, and for the first nail art tutorial of 2020, I'm actually looking back on the most beautiful moments spent together with BTS in 2019. I focused on the moments that meant most to me and the ones that I was able to participate in, so without further ado, let's get started. Start by painting your index fingernail pink, your middle and ring fingernails a teal color, your pinky fingernail a navy blue, and your thumbnail gray. And I want to note that I did apply base coat before all of these colors. Then apply liquid latex on the skin around your index, middle, and ring fingernails. For the index fingernail design, I combined elements of the two albums that BTS released last year, which were Map of the Soul Persona and BTS World. So for the background, I replicated the cover art of Dream Glow, so I used different shades of orange and pink to do the colored part of the background, and for the stars I just dabbed on a small amount of white polish with another piece of sponge. So all in all, you just need small pieces of sponge and a little bit of orange, pink, and white for this design. I chose to recreate the background of Dream Glow because its colors were closest to the Map of the Soul Persona album colors. And on top of this, I'm using white polish to draw a heart, and this is the one on the digital album cover. Next, we'll be moving on to the middle and ring fingernail design. So I'm doing the same gradient for both nails, where I use a sparkly purple towards the cuticle of my nail, then a sparkly indigo sort of color, dark blue, dark purple, and then the teal color that I use for the base. And you want to go ahead and just sponge that onto the nail until it is opaque and all the colors just blend together seamlessly. Once you're satisfied with the gradient, then peel off your latex barrier. Then add a thick layer of top coat to even out the surface. For the middle fingernail design, I drew the Empire State Building lit up purple for BTS, and I chose the Empire State Building because it's in New York City where I live, and also it was kind of the start of this whole turning the city purple for BTS. So yes, this was towards the end of their stay here in New York City during the MetLife Stadium stop, and I actually went to see the Empire State Building turn the sparkly purple, and it was my first time actually looking at the Empire State Building because I live here, so I'm not like a tourist. I don't take pictures of it, but I definitely felt like a tourist that day, and it was just so special to see this sort of recognition after everything. And yeah, I just was so happy for the boys, and then to see the other cities turn purple for them, it also was like, wow, this is so special. And I of course had to include a purple design in this year-end look because purple just means so much to us, and I feel like the meaning grows year by year just with how quickly the fandom is expanding and yet how close we are at the same time. And to finish up this design, I used white polish towards the cuticle of my nail, and I just drew some stars. I drew bigger stars and then smaller stars. For the small stars, I just used a bit of white polish on a thin brush and just added it here and there. And I'm also going to be adding a little bit of hollow top coat. For the ring fingernail design, I'm actually going to be recreating a moment that happened very, very recently, and that was ending 2019 and ringing in 2020 with BTS. So as you guys may or may not know, I went to New Year's Rockin' Eve, and one of the biggest attractions of that event is the crystal ball drop. And I love how in the few days before the event, everyone on Twitter was saying how the crystal ball looked like a giant army bomb and how the coordinators of the event should turn it purple for BTS. I just thought it was so cute because it had always been just a normal ball to me since I had been watching this thing like every year since I was little. So yeah, it just gave me a new perspective, and I thought it was so cute and so cool, so I had to include it. And also I thought it was funny how everyone at the event had to censor themselves, like including myself, and not say army bomb so as not to cause panic, so everyone was saying light stick instead. So I thought it was so cute, and I had to include it as a way to kind of wrap up my 2019. It is also important to note that this is one of their biggest milestones in the past year, because this is definitely one of the biggest New Year's Eve parties, and so many people tune into it every year, so I thought that it was just important to include this. And of course, the sky is also incomplete without stars, so I drew big stars and small stars with white polish, and I just tried to mirror the image on the middle fingernail. And basically by doing this, you just draw the two nails in together and just makes everything look a little bit more cohesive and put together. And for the pinky fingernail, I'm going to be applying striping tape and covering the top half of the nail with a sparkly, glittery purple polish. So this is to represent the Speak Yourself final poster, and then on the bottom of the nail, I'm going to be adding elements that show off muster in Korea. So I wanted to add both of these, like the tour and the fan meeting, because I feel like I was more involved in them this year, and both designs were very pretty. And for the thumbnail, I'm just going to be doing a radial gradient of different shades of gray with the lightest in the middle. And on top of this gradient, I'm going to be recreating the family photo from 2019 Festa. And of course, Festa is very important because it is their anniversary, and last year they celebrated their 6-year anniversary, which is quite a long time coming. And also, I really like the Festa family photos because of the family dynamic they show off, as well as the golden concepts they have each year. Also, throughout the years, you can see how they have matured, and in 2019, I feel like their concepts were very mature with the suits from Boy With Love, and just how they came off, they were more like men as opposed to boys. So I thought this was like the perfect way to end it, the perfect image that just summed everything up. And also I thought that this showed my personal growth as a nail artist, because I avoided a lot of these more complicated family portraits and things like that in previous years, but in 2019 I really challenged myself to draw people and to draw a larger number of people, as you guys can see here. So this just shows like I have challenged myself, and I've kind of overcome this obstacle that I made for myself. I was always afraid of drawing people and just messing up their proportions and stuff, but in 2019 I really tried to get myself out there and experiment more with that. And I just want to wrap up this video by saying that I had an amazing year just fangirling over BTS with every one of you guys on here. I met so many people in the past year on my Instagram and also on here. I've had so many nice conversations, all just because of BTS. And every year it really amazes me how I meet more people and how many more interests I discover because of them. They really push me out of my comfort zone. I'm doing things that I never thought I would be doing, like talking to so many strangers on the internet, and also going to these events and literally camping out for many hours and meeting so many people along the way. It was all because of BTS, and wow, I am super grateful for everything that they have inspired me to do in the past year, and I feel like I've grown so much as a person. And yeah, so 2019 is definitely one for the books, and I hope that BTS had an amazing 2019 as well, and I just hope that they have an even more amazing 2020 and many more years down in their career. And the last little thing I want to say is that I ended up doing so many looks for non-title tracks for BTS in 2019, and I genuinely enjoyed doing all of them, and I can't wait to do more this year. And I hope you guys are having a beautiful start of a new year with BTS, and like that, our brand new day has arrived yet again. And the final step of this manicure is to apply Glossy Top Coat. I did get a little bit onto the skin around my nails, so I use a cleanup brush for that. So that is it for my BTS 2019 in review nail art tutorial. It is really time to bid our final farewells to 2019 as we close this chapter of the book with BTS. I had so much fun with them and I hope to have more fun this year.